Starting to the top right of the map of Daybreak in red, we have our Protoss player. His ideas.
SK Telecom T1, Rain.
There was a chance of rain today, but so far actually totally dry.
Yeah. When he
Rolling up the
plays,
sleeves.
when he plays, it usually rains pure skill. But this time his opponent was a little bit stronger. At the bottom right, might be asleep. One thing is for sure, he is still dreaming about a victory. His ideas.
MVP Dream.
Yep. He wants to make Rain's experience an MVP nightmare. He definitely weathered the storms in that last game.
Yeah.
Well, game number 2 is on Daybreak. 2-player map of a much smaller size.
We have the barracks now first for Dream, not going into any kind of weird command center first. And we have gas. He tries to play a little bit more aggressive this time.
This is more Dream-like than I feel we saw in last game. I mean, the Dream I know is much more aggressive, loves to take gas. And he has won both best of 3s where he won the first set, historically speaking. So maybe he can go 3 for 3 here.
Ray now with a probe scout. He won't be able to get into his opponent's main base because we already have a second supply depot closing the wall. And well,
he fights the probe even. Probe gets out.
How dare he? That's a rain probe. You don't fight rain probe. Show a little bit more respect, please. Now, in a serious matter, Dream really played well in the first map. I mean, he won for a reason, and it's going to be quite the thriller now to see if Rain is able to bounce back and win the second game. On a map like Daybreak, you can do so much as a Terran player, and we already established that Dream wants to be a little bit more aggressive here. He has one gas. He didn't add the second gas yet. We have him with the factory already building in a position where you would say that he's going for at least a medivac.
Yeah.
And this is what you would usually anticipate if you don't see the second gas, that the Terran player is going for a starport, medivac, has a few Hellions and Marines, and then this two-prong attack.
Very true. If I'm Rain right now, I'm going to play the safest build, no matter what build I had planned, being down a game like this. We talked about actually what it's like to be down a game and whether you change the plan. But I feel like if I'm Rain and I had an aggressive strategy plan for game 2 on Daybreak, I would change the plan against Dream, considering he is one of the most aggressive players in the GSL. And I'm down a game, I might be out, and I don't know, I just feel like the pressure here is a little bit different than what we saw last time. He lost in a straight-up game last game, not like he lost to an all-in.
Yeah. The straw play of Dream really did a number on him. He lost his his Templar Archive. He lost the robotics facility.
Then he had to, either he lost or he had to cancel his second Templar Archive.
Yeah.
That was rough. And even after that, he lost his robotics and a gateway.
It's just the positioning of your tech structures. You want to tuck them away safely, maybe at your natural, somewhere where you don't expect your opponent to drop. But exposing them like this on Abyssal City is always a bit of a mistake. It's just because so many Protoss players have an autopilot. They are still used to a time when Terran players didn't really drop this aggressively. And Abyssal City is a new map, so you can make this mistake there. And of course, in hindsight, it's always a bit of a mistake. But these are the things where players have to adapt a little bit to the meta game and have to see, okay, my opponent is trying to approach my main base from the right with dropships, so maybe the next time I'm starting to build those important structures a little bit off to the side.
Yeah, definitely so. You know, sometimes you're thinking about something else. Even when he lost his first Templar Archives, as it was dying, he started another one right next to it. And that's why he had to cancel it, because the drop just came right back and he forced the cancel there. And it's like, you gotta, in the heat of the moment, it's hard to think about these things, but if you can, it's definitely better. Now, this attack from Dream is very dangerous. He's gonna be able to hit with 2 prongs.
And we already have Rain in position with units. Legend highlighted it a little bit earlier on screen, so very well done here. He knows what's coming, and now he can warp in units if he's ready. He immediately saves his sentry, but here come the Hellions, and oh my god, they take down so many Harvesters.
Yeah.
Rain is completely unprepared here.
Yeah, he loses way too much. The sentry's going to go down here too if he targets it, but he goes for probe instead. Target the sentry. Ah! He didn't want the Sentry. He's not interested, but Rain is losing so much here.
Wolf streaming like a goal. The Sentry is going down.
Yeah, right now the worker count is 27-21, but remember, Dream's Orbital is not done yet at the natural.
I'm actually a little bit surprised. The Rain feels like a different person to me today.
He has been traveling,
this is a standard attack.
This is pretty standard. The thing is, at his natural, he didn't split his probes, he just pulled them, and so they all lined up. Nice micro there by Dream. If he continues this course, the medevac's on, he should be able to save it. Nice. Back at home, his Orbital is morphing. He's getting extra barracks, but also adding Banshees, so he's going to be able to harass even further.
18 Harvesters killed by Dream. This defense is really surprising to me. Rain, as you said, he just pulled them. He didn't even split them. So this is, for Dream, this is awesome. Yeah. He's in the best position ever.
And he's up in mentally. Yeah, mentally speaking. I mean, we had Brain lose earlier, ironically, but I mean, if you think about how this affects you being down a game and then losing all your probes early, you're starting to get really sweaty and stressed out there in the booth. This can really get into your head.
I'm getting stressed out just watching this. Rain is now going for the double SCV pro production. He has the Robotic Spade too on his way. But the Banshees are gonna come in very soon. We have additional drop possibilities for Dream. Here comes the Banshee. No cloak.
Yeah, he should be able to get out of here. Thing is, if Rain ever moves out, the Banshee threat is going to be there. The Observer gets taken out here in the main, and finally he starts medevac production there again. I don't know what switch there. That was kind of weird, but he's now making his next 2 medevacs rather than just the first one. He's going to take control of Watchtower, take out this probe. Anything that you can do with the Banshee, you want to make use of that utility.
Dream is just so far ahead in this game. He has a 20 supply lead, and Rain... I'm really afraid of him here. I actually thought you would be the one dominating this series, but now it's exactly the other way around. It's Dream who really puts his foot down and says, like, I don't care who you are. I don't care at all. I'm gonna win this game, and there's nothing that you can do about it. A drop right into 2 Stalkers, but there's just too much, and 2 Stalkers are not enough. A nice pull on the probes, but now the Pyron gets killed. He has a second one.
Yeah.
God.
He actually forces some force shields to be dropped. He gets out with most of his units. He's got a secondary wave coming through, though. A Banshee, 2 Marauders, and a Marine are the most awkward group of units I've ever seen to come into a natural, but
they're enough.
They're enough for sure. He's going to do so much damage here. He may lose these units, but he's going to fight every Stalker. And the drops are still there, so if he pulls everything from his main, he's not going to be able to defend there. Rain is falling apart right now like a house of cards.
Yeah, completely. Rain is not doing anything against Dream.
Now he doesn't even have an anti-air, now he's going to lose a sentry? Wow.
Dream is really showing Rain currently who's boss.
Yeah, this is really a nightmare.
He's going into the main base once again. He's everywhere. He established a 3rd base. He doesn't even slip with his macro at all. He's playing such a great game. Rain is down 30 supply. The Harvester count is 31 to 53. And Rain has mules. Sorry, Dream has mules, of course.
Yeah. Rain definitely not sleeping with a Dreamcatcher right now.
You can say that again. All those bad thoughts are still swirling around.
Yeah, definitely needs to relax. Maybe next time take a sleeping pill, because at this point, the 3rd commander you just mentioned, a triple mules, he is on a one-way ticket to disaster.
This is wow. I mean, I'm really impressed by Dream's performance here in the first game already with his drop play. He really did a number on Rain, and now suddenly he's the one who really sets the pace of the game. He's dropping in the main base. He's running it at the natural. The Colossus dies. Those force fields don't do anything at all. There comes the stim. This army is so strong. GG. Rain does not win a single game, and Dream with an, I'm sorry to say, but with an easy win.
Yeah. He very well made it look easy, that is for sure.
I feel the need to apologize for saying it, but Dream really manhandles Rain in this series.
That was an insane amount of multitasking in both games.
If someone would have told me Dream is going to take Rain down with a 2-0, I would have called them crazy. Wow.
Definitely going to be feeling the pressure about not doing that well in MLG.
Is that the OSL champion? The guy who really finished 3rd at WCS Global Finals?
I think he may be affected by all this traveling.
Yeah, maybe.
And I think Dream is affected by not having to travel. He's been sitting at home practicing apparently really, really well.
You can really see that Dream practiced so hard
His
for this match.
multitasking was insane in those games.
It was crazy on the first. I mean, the
4
first
different
map.
places at once.
The first map is like, okay, he drops, he takes down those really important tech structures. So yeah, maybe that had a lot to do with it. But on the second map, it was just everywhere.
I was watching it, actually his first-person view. You know that one where he was doing 4 plays at once? I hit the 2 key and followed his first-person camera, and the things he was doing and how fast he was doing it was actually hard to believe. It was insane.
Crazy as it is, Dream advances. Congratulations, well played, well deserved. Rain is out of the GSL. He is down to Code B. And this means we have a last game today.
Yeah, Flash versus Brave, our final Terran versus Protoss. It's going to be interesting,
to say the least. See you in a few. After a short break, we are back with Flash versus Brave, our last best of 3 for the day here at the GSL Code A.